We know you can't actually vote for the Tea Party, but some activists have 48 hours now to create a new party line that they say is inspired by the Tea Party. Tuesday is the deadline to get the Taxpayers Party line on the ballot in New York State this November. It's a controversial effort. Some say it's a way to get Tea Party principles into the voting booth. Others say it's really aimed at supporting one candidate. While the chairman of the New York State Conservative Party, Michael Long, told us that if any party represents Tea Party principles, it's his.
If there ever really was a true Tea Party, the Conservative Party has been the leader for the anti-tax movement in New York State. We've been very clear where we stand on spending and taxes and the size of government. So we're the originators, if you wanted to call, we're the original Tea Party.
What is the Taxpayer Party? Well, Executive Director for Conservative Society for Action, Steve Flanagan, joins us now. Steve, good morning, and thanks for coming on with Fox News Channel this morning.
Thank you very much.
So what does the Taxpayers Party want?
Well, the Taxpayers Party line is the answer to the ineffectiveness of the existing political parties. I mean, as simple as that. I just heard Chairman Long talk about, the Conservative Party being the true Tea Party. To be honest with you, I was a member of the Conservative Party for about 10 years, going back to the beginning, when they actually did act as I guess, the conservative side of the Republican Party back in the days when they were liberal Republicans, such as Nelson Rockefeller, Jacob Javits, things like that. I was a part of that. But along the way, and in the last, 10 years or so, I think the Conservative Party has lost its way as well.
Well, do you think?
I'm sorry.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
Sure.
People around the country can't vote for the Conservative Party. But in terms of the conservative movement, do you think the Taxpayers Party could potentially split this and actually hurt the conservative movement?
Well, to be honest with you, no. I think if, let's put it this way, we formed the Conservative Society for Action about 1.5 years ago because we felt that the existing parties were not doing their job. If the existing parties were doing their job and we were sending true conservatives to the halls of Congress or up into Albany, there would be no need for the Conservative Society for Action. So yes, we're not trying to split the conservative vote. We're trying to give people who are Democrats, independents, some of those other people out there a place to vote. The Tea Party movement has become the nation's true conservative movement. That's where we feel, and that's, we think traditional conservatism needs to be represented, and we believe that this is the place to go.
Now, they need about, they need 15,000 signatures to file with the New York State Board of Elections by Tuesday. The supporters say they have about 40,000 signatures. It's being funded and was inspired by Carl Palladino, who's an independent candidate running. And the Tea Party critics say it's a Palladino operation. Well, what about that? It's just really a way to get him an extra line because his opponent, Rick Lazio, has already sewn up the conservative line.
Well, listen, there are a number of candidates that are running on that line. All right, our organization formed because we felt that it was important to get rid of incumbents that are not representing the people. We've seen the track record of the Conservative Party, the Republican Party in New York State, and they really haven't been very successful in the last 10 years. Mr. Palladino basically is stepping up to the plate, and he's attempting to, influence what's going on in New York State politics. It's an influence that I think we need. Well, but Mr. Palladino has also said that he would not do anything to hurt a Republican candidate if, in fact, they won the Republican primary.
And to be fair and balanced, Rick Lazio, in an interview with me, said that he's been for cutting spending and taxes for, forever when he was in Congress for 4 terms. But finally, this is in New York State, the Taxpayers Party.
Correct.
What do you hope happens across the country? Can other states follow your lead? And can there be Taxpayers Party, if people want them, elsewhere?
I believe there can be. I think one of the things that we have to do in New York State, I mean, we're a blue state, let's face it. We are up against it. When we go around the country and we talk about the Republican Party in New York State, I hate to say it, but there's not that much respect in national circles. We know that we're at a disadvantage in a state like New York, so we feel that we have to take, certain actions to beef up the conservative side of the movement. We feel that the Tea Party movement is, in fact, a true conservative movement. If people want to do this elsewhere in the country, it's going to have to be on a state-by-state basis. Some states are doing very well with conservative candidates. The Republican Party has stepped up, and in fact, the Republican Party in New York State has stepped up to a certain degree. We've reached out and worked with the Republican Party to support candidates. We've been successful doing that.
All right.
If the right candidate steps up, we're there.
Okay, and we'll see if you get on the ballot line. They got 2 days to file the deadline for this party line that critics say isn't really a party, but is a party line that they hope will be there in November. Steve Flanagan, Conservative Society for Action, thank you for joining us on this Sunday morning.
Thank you, Eric.
Jamie?
There are some new and serious concerns being raised about an over-the-counter test that you can